Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a closing market wrap. We got about an hour to go, and I want to do one final video today. I think we're at a really key level, so I just want to point it out for anyone that's interested. I think that this is about the extent of what this rally that we're seeing today, and it started yesterday, but I think it's about run out of steam right about where we're at now. So I want to point it out, and again, that I'm going to key off of that level today. So if it continues higher, then I'll know all wrong. I'll stop out, take a small loss. But I want to point out the SPY. So I talked about this morning. The SPY had this gap right here on the hourly chart, right around 417.77, and you can see we basically all day traded right up to that gap, 477. Didn't quite get there, but right up to it. And this is the area where I would expect the SPY to sell off from. So I don't think we're going much higher than this. If we go, if we continue higher, I would expect whatever kind of candle that we start printing above this level to be fleeting. We might get an intra-hour candle where they pop it above, but I think I'm not expecting hourly closes and to really start to build and hold and work its way higher. I am really looking for this area to be the top of this rally. And then if you look at the daily chart, rolling back, this is coming off your March 2020 lows. And we got this trend line right here that has a couple reactions. And you can see we're kind of back testing. We've overshot the back test trend line a little bit, but I think it's going to fail again right around here. So I think we're near the top. I think we're at the top of this most recent rally. And then if we roll over, obviously I'm looking for lower lows, breaking the lows that we previously made. And next level of support is about this 400 area right down here. So I'm thinking we're going to come down and hit that. Looking at the Qs, you can see, so the Qs basically, I've got it circled, but this is also the area where I'd expect the Qs to really start to get rejected. If the Qs continues higher, it's probably going to carry the SPY higher as well. So I am looking right about this area as the point of rejection. We got all the way up to that 327.50 area, and that's about where I think it's going to go to. So let's keep an eye on that, but I think we're at the area. And then if we look at the IWM Small Caps, you'll see here, especially on the daily, here's the uptrend line on the daily. So there's your trend line on the IWM. We have lots of reactions to verify this trend line, and you can see we broke. So there's your sell signal. We had the negative divergence. So again, the negative divergence tells me that this is actually a downtrend in the works. And if we reject right up here, because we're back testing that trend line right about now, we could go a little higher, but very close to back testing it. And if we reject right here and we start to have a big impulsive sell-off, it'll be obvious to everyone, oh, we're downtrending. All right. But again, you don't make money from the obvious trades. Typically, you make money from the trades that are not always obvious to everyone. And when it becomes obvious to everyone, they all pile in, and that's when you make your money. So you have to take risk. That's part of the game. And, right here, right in this area is a good area, I think, to establish, in my own opinion, a short on this back test for a move down to 205. All right. That would be kind of the trade idea, and potentially a lot lower. All right. I do think IWM's likely going to get down to 193.50 or somewhere right in there. So it's an objective area right here and now. So another way that I'm going to play it, and I don't necessarily see it in the VIX chart, but I am playing a pop in volatility based on the SPY being rejected right here. So I bought a little bit of VXX, which is a way to play volatility. I think we're going to get a pop at least back up to this 22 area in volatility when the SPY rejects, or if the SPY rejects. VXX is one way to play it. So the way that this would kind of look is this is a breakout right here. I mean, this candle rolling back out. See how this popped up from pretty stagnant candles, and all of a sudden we had a breakout. So it's potentially an ABC where we kind of go up, then you come down, counter trend, and then you break higher, something like that. All right, so at this point in time, I'm looking for a move, maybe up to this level. Again, this is not always the best. You know, you want to use the VIX and these things, because of the decay, they don't always chart well, but a pop up to maybe 64.90 or something like that if we get a big volatility spike. And that would come on the next leg down in the SPY. So if I'm right on the SPY, selling off, then I'll be most likely right on a pop in the VIX. And so it's kind of a pairs trade. I'm playing both of it. I'm taking some volatility longs as well as some SPY shorts or Q shorts, any way you want to play it. Flipping over, looking at some of the gold miners. Here's Royal Gold breaking out to new highs today. Well, not all-time new highs, but just continuing the uptrend. So clearly we're uptrending. It's obvious now. You're making higher highs and higher lows. So I think we're going higher. Looks like we're going to come into some resistance right here at 126.50. So we might get a pullback there, maybe, you know, a pullback back to the 200-day moving average or something. Beyond that, we've got a level up here at 139.32. And really beyond that, it's just the all-time highs and probably just making new highs beyond that. So looks good on that one. Let's see, look at these other gold miners. Harmony, you can see HMY continues to just ride this trend line, this upward trend line right here. And it continues to hold. So you can see on the daily chart, every time we pull back to the trend line, there's buyers there. You know, hit buyers today after hitting that trend line yesterday. So as far as I can tell, we're going to break to a new high. We've got some resistance right there at about 537. Pretty solid resistance right there. So we might need to consolidate in this area and then pop through on an impulsive break. If we do break that 537, as far as I can tell, it's probably all-time highs that we're looking at for the next level of resistance, about 755. And, you know, if we get up there, we're probably going to pop through it and start to create new all-time highs. So, in general, still looks bullish. This one looks good. It's got a ways to go. Newmont today making, you know, a new high within the current trend. Clearly uptrending. Higher highs, higher lows with a new higher high today. Coming into some resistance, which looks like the all-time highs. Yeah, major resistance right up there. We might get there today. But resistance at 72.08. So that's going to be a triple top up there. You know, I would say likelihood that you're going to get a pullback at least on the first tag of that. You can see, you know, that's going all the way back to 2011. That was the high back then. We recently made a high right there in August. Had a nice long correction, and now we're back at, you know, pretty much near the highs. I'm going to hold tough on this one. I think it's going to break those highs and create, you know, the miners in general look like they're all going to head to new highs. But yeah, coming into a triple top, so could have a, you know, 1 or 2 day, a couple days worth of a pullback after making that. I think that will be a fleeting, and I think the buyers are going to step in and push this thing higher. And wheat and precious metals, again, this is just a trade I just continue to cover, but the entry, and really where I was talking about entering it, was right back here at this 37.24 area, right back here. I like that because you can see here the trend line. We had trend line support on this one recently. Right there, you can see we held support on this daily chart. It was support again, support again. We then broke the support right here. So that was bearish. If you were just looking at price, that would be a bearish price action of breaking support. However, when we broke support, these lows right in here that I have circled were bullish divergent lows. See the momentum? See how we were making higher momentum on a break down lower in price? Momentum was bullish, diverging bullish, while price was bearish, breaking down. That's divergence. And then I looked for the recovery of the broken support, or a false breakdown, basically. I was looking for a bear trap, false breakdown. And when we popped up and recovered that 37.25 support level, that was the buy signal to me. That's where I bought this thing and talked about on this channel that it looked like a good area to buy. Ran up, came back, held support again, and off to the races it's been. So this thing's up. If you've been in the trade, I'm staying with it. Looks good. It's up 21. Almost 22%. We are coming into some resistance, which looks like about 47.15. Okay, so you can see it was resistance back here. a little bit of a cluster reaction there. Then we finally broke out. Once you broke out, you came down, you held support here, held support. Finally broke, chopped through here, but again, it was resistance once we were below. So we're coming into that resistance. I would expect a pullback up around this 47.14. Probably not going to get there today. That might be something that gaps up on Monday up at that 47 area. It's about 3 to 4% more to go. Still looks good though, and again, downtrend line on this one, we've clearly broken out. You know, we broke out from the downtrend, back tested it, held support, and moving higher. So trending up. So pullbacks at this point in these miners are opportunities, I believe, to add to long positions, because this, as far as I can tell, these miners are uptrending in a bull market, and I would look to just add to those positions on pullbacks to support. And just scanning through these red, kind of these momentum stocks, we'll just just do a quick scan. I mean, some maybe could bounce a little more, but there's a lot of these that I'm saying that are basically right at resistance. They're just bouncing into resistance in what looks like a downtrend. So Tesla, we could see Tesla bounce up a little bit more. Carvana bouncing right into resistance, 240.60. Not able to break that as of yet. Chewy, it could go up a little bit more. We could see a bounce up to maybe 71.60. But again, still downtrending. Peloton bouncing right into resistance at about 98.77. Nothing's technically changed there. Still a downtrend. Although this one has bullish divergence, so I'm not really interested too much in this one. Although could keep lower. Neo bouncing, not into resistance, could see a little more upside, but ultimately, technically still downtrending, and I think whatever bounce is going to just get rejected as we work our way lower. There's going to be bounces along the way as we go down. Etsy looks like it's bear flagging. To me, you've got the flagpole here, and then you've got this flag that it's kind of making on this daily thing, and then that would project Etsy with a break of something like this, probably right about there. 120 would be the projected breakdown. I already have a trend line right there, but it's about right there. We'll call it 121. So that's what that looks like it's doing to me, and so I think Etsy's probably got more to go. But usually you want to wait for the break of the flag to kind of initiate the trade. Looking at look at Zillow, just bouncing right into resistance. Digital Turbine could bounce a little more. AMD's still holding support, hasn't broken support yet, so this one could bounce. We don't quite know. I'm gonna stay short on that one. Let's see, Qualcomm's kind of breaking back into support. We'll see how that closes the day. Snap just bouncing a little bit, just basically sideways in what looks like the start of a downtrend. SQ's bouncing a little bit. So SQ's kind of held that support. We could see SQ bounce all the way up into a back test of the broken trend line up around 224.56. So that would be a move from where we're at of a 7-8% bounce back. That's just how this works. You can bounce and hit your trend line that you broke and then get rejected and work your way lower. You just have to determine how much risk you want to take. Lyft, bouncing into resistance. Nothing's really changed. It's just how to bounce into resistance. So far you can see the sellers are starting to step in. So we'll see it, but I think we're going to make another leg lower down to 43.50. So lots of bounces today, but just right into resistance, and so far holding below resistance. Technically, nothing's changed on a lot of these downtrends. I think these downtrends are going to continue. Okay, that's really all I got. Just wanted to give everyone kind of an end of the day wrap. I'll see you guys on the live stream tomorrow. Take care.